As in,
we are interested
are you ready for a partnership? Since you guys are in
Of
Brazil
course,
right
we
now.
are ready for a partnership with both the government, the NGOs, and also the private sectors, of course, because this is something that when it is being achieved and you have, for example, a lot of units of it, it can be able to cover a lot of areas, you know, because Nigeria is quite huge.
Yes, it's another Wednesday's day. Yes, it's Startup and Innovators on the Atlanta Discuss channel. We've brought so many people to you in the past in the area of IT, machination, AI, you know, mathematics, and so on and so forth. But we're going to a completely new terrain today. We're going to health, you know, and we've never done anything on health. So this is not just health. We're talking mobile health laboratory and what have you. It's a completely new innovation. We have two gentlemen. We know we've had two guests in the past. This is the second time we're having two guests. And these guys are in Brazil, though they're Nigerians, but they're domiciled in Brazil. Are going to explain to us about their new innovations. Yes. And like I told you in the past, sometimes they are startups, sometimes they are innovators, sometimes they are both. But these guys are more of the innovation line, but they will start up this business. And so they could equally pass up as startups and innovators at the same time. So today we have with us Akeem Busari. Hello, Akeem. How you doing?
I'm fine, sir.
Yeah, and we have Imam Kabir. Imam Kabir, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, sir. Thank you.
Fantastic. So this gentleman, I'm going to tell you a little bit about them, and they will tell you their stories themselves. You know, they will go to the nitty-gritty of what their invention is all about. I'll start with Imam Kabir. He has a BSc in medical science from Usmanu Danfodiyo University in Sokoto, that's in Nigeria, MSc in medical lab science, and PhD in experimental pathology. That's his PhD is what you're doing right now, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I mean, you get it done. I trust you. You know, so Akeem on the other hand, has a BSc in medical lab science from LAPATEX, that's in Ogbomoso. He has a postgraduate diploma in National Teachers Institute. He has an MSc in chemical pathology from Bayero University in Kano. And he has a project manager certification from the Global Health from University of Washington. Wow. So these are the gentlemen we have with us today, but I just summarized it. So let me allow them talk about them. So Imam, let me start with Imam Malik. Tell us in a short while, tell us your story, why you are where you are, why you're studying what you're studying, and you know, then we'll go to Akeem. Then from there, we'll look at your invention, and I'll ask follow-up questions if the need arises. Go ahead, over to you.
Okay, good day, everyone. It's nice to be on the show. My name is Imam Kabir. I hail from municipal local government of Kano State. And I had my bachelor's degree from Usmanu Danfodiyo University on medical laboratory science with specialty in histopathology. And later I proceeded to have my master's degree from Bayero University, Kano. And afterwards, I started working as a lecturer at the Department of Medical Laboratory Science. And along the line, I proceeded to further my education in order to actually become grounded in the field of research and academics. And I proceeded to begin my PhD in bioengineering with focus on molecular, cellular, and tissue bioengineering. And I'm currently in my third year now, and I'm working on finding a kind of a cancer therapeutic from the phytotherapy in association with other synthetic cannabinoids and also in combination with the standard treatment for glioblastoma, which is the temozolomide. Also, part of my journey is associated with the issue of entrepreneurship, with which I try to blend in my experience as a biomedical scientist with a solution that will bring about a kind of ease to the community, with which I collaborated with my colleague Akeem in order to bring about the mobile laboratory solution in order to reach rural communities and hard to reach places in order to be able to fast track the issue of medical diagnostics. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Quick follow up on that. Was that what you've always wanted to study, or you just found yourself there?
Well, it's actually some related to what I wanted to study from the beginning. You understand? Along the line, initially, I never even know of the field, actually. I get to know it as I move on, and I began to develop interest in it. Yeah.
Fantastic. Akeem, what's up with you, man? Talk to us.
I'm fine. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everyone. My name is Akeem Busari. I am from Igbo in Oredoke local government.
Yeah, popular Igbo.
Yes. So, in Oyo State, Nigeria. I have my first degree in Bachelor of Medical Laboratory Science from prestigious Adoke Akitola University of Technology, Ogbomoso. So thereafter, I did my 1-year internship at University of Ilorin Teaching Hospital. I served my compulsory National Youth Service Corps at Aminu Kano Teaching Hospital, Kano. From there, I started during my NYSC, I rolled up my with the National Teacher Institute. So to obtain my postgraduate diploma in education, which I got immediately after my NYSC. And to put it on, so I moved on, got an admission with ABU's area. So to study MS in chemical pathology. Unfortunately, I tried to stop the process because of the nature of whom I am. I'm a business-oriented person, so I'm from business-oriented environment. So looking for what could have made it subtle, I picked another process from Bayero University, Kano. So where I was working as a medical laboratory science department of chemical pathology. So continue with my master's degree. So thereafter, I move on to start my job. I was working there. Thereafter, I needed to move on. I moved to Kaduna State Ministry of Human Services and Development. So I was posted to General Hospital Kachia, which I equally worked briefly there. So sometimes I needed to leave the place in further for pursuit of my career. So I moved to Bayero University, where I wanted to join the service of the university. So I stayed briefly, then I moved on to Kwara State University, Malete, Department of Medical Laboratory Science. So I was teaching there as a lecturer. So work briefly, still working as a visiting until when I just have to stop then. Moving on, I moved on to Akeem University in Ilorin. So hold on to many positions. Though I have to leave as well. Then I was trapped by my alma mater, which was LAPATEX. So you come back home. So I was there as a lecturer. Then pick up already. I've started my PhD, of course, actually at University of Ibadan. So when my brother just called me, "Oh, since you left, where are you now?" I said, "I'm in Ibadan. Would you do mind just giving it a try to seek an international?" Of course, I've tried many in the past, but as God will have it, so the Brazil one came first. So that was why we put up the process, and I find myself in Brazil. So I have to stop the process in that of University of Ibadan, which actually happened with what happened at ABU's area as well. So it's correlation.
So you're a nomad. You're everywhere. You know. So after Brazil,
And
after Brazil, what's next? When you finish your program?
The main reason why the journey is like that is I grew up. I have a background where business is the orientation. So I like a commercial raised up background. So we are not meant to be seated in a particular place.
That's why I called you. That's why I called you a nomad.
So of course we go and get product to sell to satisfy our customers. So it has been my upbringing right from day one of my life that I'm not a kind of stable person in a particular place. You can find me in different places at the same point in time. Oh, but I just saw him yesterday here. That's very true. And you see me in that place. And the journey of the life has taken me so far. So with that kind of upbringing. So this journey has led me to many countries in Africa as well as Asia, particularly China.
Oh.
So where I tried to transform the knowledge I learned in school to commercialize the knowledge I had in the course of my academics. So I got there. Immediately, I was trapped as well to be offered admission in one of the universities in China. So I said, okay, but I'm here for a business trip where I spent almost a year.
Oh,
there.
Wow.
So I was attached to some of the companies, and from there, we signed some bilateral agreements with the companies. So, and I was made an authorized sole distributor in Nigeria. So as then,
okay, don't let the cat out of the bag yet. Don't worry, we'll get there.
So, but so I'm so sorry.
No problem. It's okay. Imam Malik, after Brazil, what's next? Where you finish?
Well,
PhD?
I'm presently, as I told you, I'm lecturing with the Department of Medical Laboratory Science in Bayero University, Kano. So the initial plan is to return back to further my career there. But I'm always open to opportunities. I don't know what might happen in the future.
God gives, God takes. Yeah.
Yeah, certainly.
Okay, let's go into your innovation. You have permission to share your screen. Tell us about this new mobile health laboratory solution. I'm sure the viewers are really interested at this new innovation. So I don't know which of you is going to be in charge of that, but you have the floor. Let's hear what you got. Let's see what you got. I'm excited.
Go ahead, Akeem.
Yeah, I think it's it's good. So while we're waiting for Akeem, Malik, are you still going to lecture? Do you think lecturing is something you still continue to do? Rather, I know you said you don't know where the wind will blow you.
Yeah, you know what I like most about the academics, it's actually the research aspect. So despite the constraints we have with respect to the research, I believe if we can be able to foster international collaborations, it's actually something I really want to do. The teaching and also the research at the same time.
Oh wow, that's fantastic. I mean, I think you should be encouraged. You should be encouraged to do that. So
yeah,
Akeem, we can see the screen. Yeah, we can see it.
It's okay, right?
Fantastic.
Great.
So go ahead.
So permission to move on?
Go ahead. You're in charge.
Great. Thank you, sir. As part of Sustainable Development Goal launched in 2015, and luckily enough, it was in Rio de Janeiro, one of the states here in Brazil. So came up with like about 17 points of the Sustainable Development Goal, the SDG goal. So one of these goals that was actually emphasized and makes it more a bone of context, something to deliberate on, is no poverty, which is number one, zero hunger, which is number 2, and the third is good health and well-being. So, which, if there is no good health, there is no way that the community will sustain, will share away from poverty, or will run away from poverty, because an unhealthy person is almost few meters away to get there. And of course, if someone is not healthy, there is no way the person will not become hungry, because there is no energy to move around. So, which our innovations tends to address. As part of the elements of Sustainable Development Goal is SDG 9, which is industry, innovation, and infrastructure. So, which we are trying to build on, and we are trying to look into the way we can make life flexible for those in the remote or the underserved or the less privileged region in the country. And we equally consider the SDG 10, which is to reduce inequalities. We can all testify to the fact that Nigeria, as a country where we come from, is a Nigeria of grades, where we have different classes and different calibers of the way people operate. We have the people we call the low class, we have what we call the middle class, we have what we call high class. So our innovations tend to bridge this very particular gap, that there is no limit to having access to free to quality and efficient healthcare services. So that's part of what our innovations tends to address. And at the same time, is to address partnership, the issue of partnership. And I will show you the reason why our innovations is cross the border, cross the boundary, and cross the intercontinental to ensure that the innovations is as approachable, is flexible, and is accessible to all Nigerians. So we can see that most Nigerians, especially those in the remote areas, they have little access to healthcare services. And before they be brought into the hospital for efficient treatment, some of them are almost some few minutes or they are already in coma. And at the same time, if you visit some of our hospitals in Nigeria, we see patients lying on the floor, the patient relative, instead of them to walk into the hospital as outpatients, because they are underdiagnosed or they are not properly diagnosed of what is actually going on before the disease actually overwhelmed them. And this is as a result of the fact that the symptom of this disease will not show. It will not show you will not give a substantive significant. It will not give a significant show up until about 60 to 70% of the entire system is down. Then that is when the person starts noticing that he could not afford to do some certain things. And most of the decision making in this health system are 70% based of medical laboratory services. Now, with this decision that has been made, it has been found that people have gained access. So to just give a diagnosis of which they are not authorized, they are not satisfied, and they are not qualified to do so. And medical quackery has eaten up the medical system in Nigeria, if we are to be frank to ourselves. As such, some have been diagnosed based on anecdotal evidence and turn some of these patients to polypharmacy patients. So as such, so the Medical Laboratory Council of Nigeria, under the leadership of Dr. Donald Ofili, has came out with has came out to mop up the quackery in health system delivery in Nigeria, especially in the area of medical laboratory services, which actually makes the 70% of clinical judgments. So Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria is the only authorized body that regulates both the profession and the personnel involved in medical laboratory services. So this was an act this was based on an act enacted in 2023 under Act 11. So, and it was gazetted. However, when a patient or goes into any laboratory or they have any contact with the hospital, with their doctor, they want to, and the doctor asks them that you need a laboratory test. About 50% wants to understand the accuracy of these results, while 55% wants to assess the results and go to online, they go search their results and understand the meaning themselves, even though if they might not be able to get it right. And about 54% of patients that enters into hospital or laboratory, they want a quicker result, even without considering the implication. Now this moves on to constructing and setting up our mobile laboratory system. Our mobile laboratory system, we have a budget collection system. This collection system will be the one that's going to preserve the sample for a longer period of time, even despite any distance to the area where the sample can be successfully analyzed. However, the components can be some real-time investigations with the use of POCT, as we can see in the right-hand corner. And this is done to take the records of some of these activities. Now, our innovations take controls of both quality control and quality assurance, meaning it takes cognizance of both the corrective measure and the preventive measure. So this has to prevent any utterances or any unacceptable results that can be generated in the course of these operations, so that any result that is being generated in this solution should be reproducible and should be accurate. So the process is going to involve regular calibration of the instrument, conducting internal quality checks, monitoring the environmental conditions, identifying and addressing errors, and documenting and maintaining records which have actually shown. So of course, this project is going to cost like 2.78 million. So with the following materials that will be gotten to make it more mobile and effective. And the expected outcome, if there is an investment on this, it's for a very good and a creative medical laboratory scientist. He should be able to recover the invested money in the space of 3 to 4 months if he strategizes himself very well, taking the cognizance of the essential points by ensuring good partnering, by ensuring good creativity. And in a nutshell, this is a graphic abstract showing how it's going to work. This is a mobile back lab on wheels. So this is the sample collection systems. These are the equipment to diagnose the samples. Of course, taking charge of the waste, what's it called? Our solutions takes serious the waste management system. So, and this is the workflow to diagnose, and when the patient is diagnosed successfully and being treated accordingly, so the patient becomes happy and we have a healthy nation. Now, there is this company. It was set up around in their initial stage was set up in 2016, and in 2021, so it resurfaced again, called Bioclinical Diagnostic and Research Consultancy Limited. So this very company has a strong bilateral relationship with some company in China. So we go one for biotech company in China, as well as Guangzhou Anto Medical Technology. Here they deal with manufacturing of consumables, mobile devices, which ensure a undoubted or it's going to ensure a stable movement and a stable run of the product in case there is any need of any consumables to run the mobile laboratory solution. So I submit my presentation, sir.
All right. You can stop sharing, but we're good. Oh wow. First thing I'm gonna do, I'm a fantastic innovation. And the first thing I observe is, because I mean I'm not in the same profession as you, but I know that even in agriculture, one of the problems they've had is preservation. Do you understand? Yeah. So even though I know we're not talking about that, so I like the fact that blood samples can be preserved and can be transported to labs, get your results, and like you said, good health. That speeds it up. Immediate diagnosis. I know a lot of people that have died of malaria, that had typhoid, and and vice versa. Those things, they might look ordinary, but it kills people. You understand? It does really. So I mean, this fantastic. I like the fact that you have synergized with establishments in China, which shows the business part of you. However, you have a registered company, correct, for this business?
Yes.
So have you started operating in any part of Nigeria?
Yes, I started operation in Nigeria before leaving.
Oh, okay. So is the business still going on?
Yes, the business is somewhat affected. It's
Brazil.
It's an upcoming business because I'm not fully on ground.
On ground.
But when I was in Nigeria, the business was running.
Okay.
So it's only skeletal services that's been taken care of at the moment.
Okay.
Because of my physical.
Yeah.
Sir?
Two more questions. Right.
Okay, sir.
Are you looking for investors? What do you want to gain by, like you're now on Startup and Innovators, do you want people to invest in your business, or you're just doing it to let people know, okay, this thing is there? Because some people will watch this now, like this is a brilliant idea, and they'll go and copy it. Do you understand? I'm telling you, because what you just explained now is a major blueprint. Do you understand? It's just a logistic process. You understand? So that's why I'm asking them, what do you need? Do you guys need investors? Let me ask Malik. Malik, what can you answer that?
Yes, of course. We'll.
As in, are you ready for a partnership? Since you guys are in Brazil, right?
We are ready for a partnership with both the government, the NGOs, and also the private sectors, of course, because this is something that when it is being achieved and you have, for example, a lot of units of it, it can be able to cover a lot of areas, because Nigeria is quite huge and there are a lot of places that are not reachable. But with this mobile laboratory service, you can be able to cut a lot of stress for the people in the rural communities to be able to, give them the diagnosis at any time and to be able to, prevent delays in processing or misdiagnosis of some diseases due to the lack of the laboratory results being ready.
Do you think it's a good idea? I think it is, to go into partnership with some state government. You understand? Because those are part of the things you see legislators, I'm talking senators, congressmen, do for their people for empowerment. You understand? They buy motorcycle, buy all this keke napep. You understand? I mean, you can get a senator or a state government. That's why in your state, for example, I mean, the entire northwest and northeast need them. You could make a major pitch, and they buy this thing, or they buy the idea from you guys. Akeem, what do you think? The government of
thank you very, very much, sir. We can sell the idea, but we can encourage partnership. And we encourage innovators.
Okay.
Yeah. So the project is open up to collaborations, is open up to innovators, is open up to investors, and particularly is open up to the federal government of Nigeria, because the project is actually targeted towards the federal government of Nigeria, and to ensure that Nigerians have an easy, accessible health care delivery, so that people stop dying of some of the disease of unknown cause.
Yeah.
A lot of cases.
Especially misdiagnosis, wrong diagnosis.
Misdiagnosis, underdiagnosis is actually a major problem. I told you, I'm from one of the though my city is now a big city now. But Ghana those days when I was growing up, it's not as big as some cities we can refer to today in Nigeria. So I know some of the challenges that was faced back then. But to the glory of God, the city is developing. That's my hometown.
Yeah.
So, but it's still one of the it's still developing. It's not yet developed. So it's compared to some cities.
Let me go to Malik on this one. Malik, right? You know, there are a lot of fake drugs in Nigeria also. Do you understand? The doctors can even prescribe well, diagnose well, and prescribe. And the patient goes to buy, even from reputable pharmacies. I've seen it happen. You understand? I mean, it's happened to people that's very close and dear to me. And they buy a drug and it's fake. You understand? Now the person goes back to the hospital, you know, and there's a new diagnosis, which is good what you do. And the diagnosis will let you know that, okay, there are foreign elements in the body that, you understand, that kind of thing. So how do we tackle because I noticed that you're more of the research guy from the way two of you are talking. Akeem is a businessman, yeah, even though he's very academic too. But you look like, I don't know if I'm right, but that's what I'm guessing now. So how do you think, you know, in 1 minute, we can tackle this issue of fake drug? I know NAFDAC is there, but it's still a problem. You know, how do you think we can deal with it in 1 minute? I know you have a lot, but you can summarize it.
Well, the issue of fake drugs, as you mentioned, I think it's something that needs a very thorough investigation and implementation and prosecution of the people involved, you understand? Because a lot of things are happening because there is no prosecution of the culprits. Or due to corruption, some people might actually get away with what they do. So NAFDAC is trying, but actually they need to do much more. And the citizens also needs to be, you know, more proactive and vigilant. Because if you allow people to come into your community and just set up companies, start producing drugs without the necessary regulations, then you are you're just starving yourself. So everybody, we need all hands in deck, both the communities and also the government in tackling this menace in the community.
Interesting. Akeem, what's the next big thing? You know, I mean,
okay, let's come this way as a researcher now, not like a
businessman. Yeah, I know you're I like that.
Yes, as in what's it called, in the field of my specialization. So there is a field that I'm actually interested in and which I'm actually working on rigorously, and that is the field of toxicology. So we have some panels of metabolites that can be evaluated in any suspected cases, both toxicology and forensic medicine. And part of the device that will be included in these mobile services is a device that uses the technique of multiplex PCR. So to detect any of these metabolites, I'm talking of cocaine, barbiturate, talking of barbiturate, talking of what's it called?
Methylbenzene.
Phenacetin. So talking of all these inflammatory acetaminophen.
I've read some of these things.
Yes, I agree with you. But the actual sense is that as a toxicologist under training, so I'm exposed to this, and I know how these things work. So there is no need to get panic, even at all if somebody disguises that, oh, I'm not an addict, with an uninvasive urine sample collection, you can detect any of these metabolites and diagnose these any of these addicts or any of these abuse in real time. So scientifically, all these things are equipped. So, and the services will be based on the demands that you want to address at any point in time. For example, there was a time that I happened to visit one company, myself and my boss. Then I was still in Nigeria. So we happened to screen all the staff of that organization. I don't want to mention that it's a bigger organization. So I was the one in charge as a medical laboratory scientist. I screened all of them and I gave the account of my report. Oh, this is this is this. And most of these companies, they contacted us when they need us to go into any of screening their staff or suspecting or unreasonable or unexpected disposition or demeanor of among the staff. So they used to contact us, and we used to do justice to that. So the issue of drug addiction can easily be taken care of, even at all as far as breathalyzer. If they want to control the motorists that used to drink while driving or drink before driving, and there is a certain percentage limit that the breathalyzer is going to detect. Once it detects that, so it can help the Federal Road Safety Corps to seize the person's license or to meet the legations as possible. So the mobile laboratory solution can take care of all this using this very particular technique I made mention of.
Well, I'll have to stop you there. Time is not our friend, as you know, and you're spoken well. Akeem Busari, fantastic guy. I love your entrepreneurship spirit. You've been around the world from China to Europe. You're now in Brazil. Fantastic networking, and the only thing I can tell you is when you finish what you're doing in Brazil, come back to Nigeria. The country needs you. You understand? I think the future of any country is domiciled with their diaspora contingent and whatever knowledge you get from outside. Imam Malik, a lot of Muslims in Iran, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, they all come to Brazil to study, they come to America, they come to Canada, they get the knowledge, work 1 to 3 years, they go back and implement it. That's why you see that there's technological advancement in those third world countries. Nigeria cannot match them technologically. And you notice that there's actually no country in the world today, I'm telling you, from Nepal to Laos to Vietnam, that you don't have Nigerians helping them technologically. I'm telling you, it's something I've done, that I've researched seriously on. That's why I was calling those obscure countries that you even know that they're Nigerian. Even in Ukraine, as far back as when Chernobyl power plant blew up in Ukraine, the number 2 or 3 guy there was of Nigerian origin. You understand? So it's time to I understand there are bureaucratic issues, bureaucratic bottlenecks. Sometimes government is not ready. I spoke to somebody in Brazil recently, I'm sure you might know him, on animal husbandry. And he said he has the complete expertise, but the government of the state he works for are just not ready to replicate the idea. So that's why we're here, showcase you guys, make noise about it when the need may arise, give you the right network, the right connection. We have people that watch this, are like, oh, this is a brilliant idea. I'd like to invest. So I'm going to put your phone number in the chat box, your profile in the chat box, so that if anybody wants to contact you to leverage on your achievement, okay? So I'm going to add you, we have a WhatsApp group for all our past guests also. You meet people that into other businesses, so that you can get, because it's networking basically, but you need to give back. Yeah, for me, that's what's very important. You need to give. The world is moving very, very, very fast. Nigeria has to be part of that team. I say it all the time. The largest concentration of Black people on the face of the planet is Nigeria. We are lagging behind, you understand? And theoretically, we sabi is putting the practical into action, you understand? And that's why you see when Nigerians go to other parts of the world, they do well because the environments are conducive, you understand? Well, and what we need is a merit-based society, and we will get there. Surely, slowly, but somehow we'll get there. So don't be discouraged. We've all been discouraged in the past. Don't be discouraged. Sometimes when things go very bad, it's a sign that it's going to get better. So Akeem and Malik, thanks for coming to State of the Nation. Startup and Innovators. State of the Nation, our political program. I'm sure you've watched some of it. I bring people in and all that. So, but this startup and innovation, your innovation is novel, it's fantastic. So to all our viewers in the 7 continents of the world, I'm talking Australia, Asia, Africa, Europe, North America, South America, and so on and so forth. Thank you so much. These guys are the future. It's a wrap there. See you next week. Bye.
Thank you.